Hello, hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the Spout Podcast. I am your host for today, Tamara Dhia, and I am joined by Grammy-nominated rapper, singer, songwriter, sneaker and apparel designer.
Yes.
Record label owner.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
The list really does go on. Cordae, how are you today?
You forgot the Emmy. No, I'm joking.
Oh, right. Oh, it's my bad. No,
I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
don't be joking. You should be proud of
just
that.
being funny.
Emmy, hopefully one day an Oscar. Who
Absolutely,
knows?
I received that. Absolutely, I was just being funny. But thanks.
No, I love that. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's fine.
See, when you have so many accolades, you're bound to kind of forget one. So
Listen, I'm just here to work. We working, baby.
I love it.
Step by step.
And speaking of working, you are here in Portland for the Portland stop of your tour with NF.
Yep.
How's the tour going?
Man, it's been fire. It's been sold out like every show, arenas, which is a blessing. To be able to perform in front of some of my fans, but also a new audience who may not know who I am. I try to approach every show like festival, like just assuming that nobody knows who I am. And so that way I have just I try to give it my all to like versus you'll really get humbled really quickly if you go out there just assume everybody's gonna know who I am and these are all my fans, so I just try to go out there more so with that perspective to just really give the best show. But I say all that to say it's been dope. Super fire tour, NF good people, so it's tight.
Nice, yeah. And you guys have a track together too, so I'm sure that's fun to perform that on stage together.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, it's hot. It's tight.
Nice, yeah. And also you just released a new single, Make Up Your Mind, which are you performing it live?
Yeah, I've been performing it like a week before it came out on the low. So I kind of was using the crowd as like my I guess lab rats, if you would, or just my hypothesis.
Guinea pigs,
Guinea pigs. Yeah, exactly. So to see if they rock with it. So it's been good response so far, for sure.
I actually have been listening to the song nonstop since it dropped because
thank you.
I love this song so much for a multitude of reasons, but mainly because the vibe, obviously, it feels very summery, vibey.
Yeah,
but also it's kind of a departure for you. Like this isn't like your general genre of music.
Yeah.
So what inspired this direction?
Well, it's definitely more of a funky type of groovy vibe. Man, just having fun in the studio, to be honest. I just went in the studio. Luke was just playing the keys, the dun, 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 dun. And I always had this melody in my head, the she loves me not. Like, I always wanted to play around with that concept. I've literally had that melody in my head since I was like 16 years old.
Wow.
Like, literally. And so, and again, the whole record was just having fun, just having fun. Even like the second verse, that's not, I'm a pretty good, writer. I can get pretty metaphorical, whatever the case may be, but it's a super simple, stripped down song where I just wanted to have fun on music. And sometimes I feel like I don't have enough fun making music nor on the music that I'm putting out. So I just wanted to have fun.
I feel like you can feel that on the track too, because when you're listening to it, like automatic, like your body starts moving.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is dope. Like it's like, yeah, I think you can feel the fun through the track for sure.
Nah, thank you.
Speaking of having fun, I've noticed on your Instagram that you've been posting a lot of Michael Jackson videos to this track. Is this an indicator of maybe like the direction of the music video? Like what's the Michael Jackson connection here?
You know what? I just love Michael Jackson. He's obviously he's Michael Jackson. I'm a Virgo too. That might help. I'm not one of the moon worshipers, but we're both Virgos. Let me see. And Michael Jackson, I just loved his mentality. A lot of his music, obviously, he's a huge inspiration. But honestly, man, the video, I shot a music video for the song, and I just didn't like it. Like it just came out it was just irreversible things done to it. Was nothing I could do to fix it. So I'm working on shooting another video for it now. So I'm just like, let me just post a bunch of memes that fit the song, whilst the video is being constructed.
I did hear actually that you can do a pretty good moonwalk. Is that true?
Yeah, I can a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
I have to come to your show to see it in action.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. Yeah.
Because I do hear that you bust it out sometimes during your shows.
Yeah, yep. I do it every now and then. When I'm really feeling it, when I'm really grooving, I'll bust it out for sure.
Okay, can't be mad at that. While you were promoting Make Up Your Mind, you wrote on your Instagram, and I'm going to quote you here. You said, "I refuse to live your life in fear of what others may or may not think of you." Mm-hmm. Why did you write that?
Well, because it's obviously a different song. And when I first made it, I was like, my first initial instinct was like, I don't know. It's kind of like, Not in terms of the song, but just like, I was like, oh, that's not me. And it's kind of like, I felt like while I was just putting myself in a box as an artist, or more so, not even as an artist, as a human being, just like my whole life, I never really, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My whole life, like, I never gave a shit about what anybody thought. Like, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, I didn't give a fuck about what anybody said about me, what anybody thought about me. And so now with me having success and me having things to lose, I started to care a little bit more than I usually would have about what other people thought of me, because sort of like my career is kind of like public opinion is a part of what I do for a living. But you, as an artist, you can't go into the studio with that energy, and you just truly just can't care. Like, you can't give a fuck. Like, I can make a song tomorrow about socks and drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't care. You can't care. Yeah. So that's why I kind of posted that to really just serve as like, I feel like a lot of people deal with that crutch in life before even able to accomplish anything. For me, that stops. For most people, I feel like that fear of caring about what people think or what people may say about them or think of them stops them from getting to the place that they want to. For me, it was the opposite. I got to a place of success, and I'm still on the grind. I'm still climbing. There's still so much more I'm going to do. But I got to a place of success, and that's when I started to care. But in order for me to even get to that first step, I didn't give a shit. I couldn't have gave a shit. So now I'm like, in order for me to get to that next level in my life and career, but more so just life as a human being, as a person, as an adult, I just don't give a shit what people say anymore. Yeah. I just don't give a shit.
I love that. I mean, it's like, it's very empowering when you can like let go of what people are thinking about you, especially when you're creative. And like in a very small way, I feel that when like, you know, when you start off on a social media platform, for example, and you have like 100 followers, you're posting whatever. You're like, I like this, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah,
and
facts.
then like the bigger it gets, the more you like second guess what you're posting. You're like, are they gonna like this? Is this part of my brand? Like I in a very small way, like I feel that. And I think it's like, honestly, like dope that you can kind of let that go and just be like, nah, I'm a cuss too. Like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So low key, like I love Rihanna, and I think the reason why I love Rihanna is because she has this like I don't give a fuck attitude, and I think that's what makes.
That's why she's Rihanna.
Exactly.
That's why she's so successful. All the most successful artists just don't give a fuck. Like, and they may I drop an album and people didn't like the album. Oh well, fuck it. I'm gonna come out with another one, and if y'all like this one, great. If you don't, fuck it, you know? So a lot of the greatest artists I think you just have to have that mentality. You just can't give a shit, ironically. You just can't give a fuck. Yeah. You just can't.
Have you read the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
I've heard of it, but I never read it.
I feel like you would like it.
Okay. Yeah, I got to tap into that.
I feel like we're just going to throw that out there. I feel like you would like it.
Thank you. Little gems. Exactly. Out there for y'all, you know?
Well, speaking of music that you've been releasing, earlier this year you released 210s with Anderson .Paak, produced by J. Cole, you know, light work. Yeah, but this is actually the second track that you guys, all three of you, have released together. Yeah. Again, I'm going to bring up another quote from you because you mentioned in an interview that, quote, we literally got a mixtape full of joints with me, Paak, and Cole beats. Yeah. So Cordae, you know, I'm going to ask you, what's up? Is there a collab album? Like, what's going on?
You know what? That might have the number of joints, as I realize it, is not a mixtape full of joints, but we do got more joints in the can. Like me actually look like a mixtape is like a lot. That's like 12 to 13 songs plus. It's not that many songs, but we have more in the can. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of just songs that me and Paak did. So I don't know, man. You know, collab. I'm never one to I guess overpromise and underdeliver. You know, to drop a collab album, man, it takes a lot of moving parts. Right. Like even like when it's like features with other artists and Anderson, if there's anybody I would do one with is Anderson, because that's like my boy in real life. That's like one of my brothers for real. But it's a lot of moving parts. Even like to shoot a music video with a feat. That's why I like dropping songs just by myself. Right. Because when it's a feature, and again, not saying this applies to Anderson because it's my boy in real life. So it's everything super easy with him. But like you got to align both artists' schedules. Right. It's the artist label. You know, it's a lot of moving parts. The main thing is the scheduling for both artists. You got to get a day where you're free and then the other artist is free, you know, and then it got to be a treatment that both artists like. And then it has to be a song that both artists feel great about. You know what I'm saying? So with a mixtape, with a collab album, I would imagine it's a lot that comes with it. But I mean, me and Anderson, we always gonna make hot music. So like in the future, like it will be a super dope tight thing. You know what I'm saying? In the future, but who knows when? You know.
All right, well, we'll be looking out for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, another component of that is that you were, you know, with J. Cole producing the track. I
mean,
were you in the studio with him? What's it like working with J. Cole?
Man, he is almost as I don't even want to say almost. I feel like because he's such like a god tier MC, like because he's just so like elite at rapping, like one of the greatest ever, that his production gets overlooked. But he's a diamond record producer. Like he produces he sold so many records and he produces like 80% of his music. You know what I'm saying? So he's like almost as good as a producer as he is as a rapper, you could argue. Or even just as good as a producer as he is for a rapper. But I say that to say because, again, he's just such a legend rapping that it could overshadow his production, which isn't a bad thing. But I say this to say he made that same day I got the 210s beat, I got the R&P beat. So he played a bunch of beats. Like the first time we linked, it was just off beats, like him just like playing beats, like playing records and stuff like that. And he's cold. I done seen him cook up beats from scratch and it's like, what? Like, yo, what? It's always a blessing to see like people that you've grown up looking up to and inspired you to see like they're really the real deal in real life. Like, no, like they're dead, like nice. Like he's nice. Like I done seen him write a verse, nice. You know what I'm saying? Done seen him write a verse, record it, make a beat from scratch, do it like he's real deal, like nice, nasty. So this always like very inspiring for me when I'm seeing people that inspire me that I grew up looking up to. That's real deal nasty with it. Like same with Pharrell. When I was in the studio with Pharrell, he was cooking up beats from scratch. I'm like, dog, like this is so amazing that you're like nasty, like real deal nasty. You know, like whoa, like, and it's not off no shit. Like it's a heightened sense of talent because it's like, oh, it's just Pharrell, so my brain is automatically geared to think like, oh, everything he does is gonna be fire. Like, no, like it's just like, no, what? This is cold, like just straight up cold. So I say all that to say super nasty at production, super nasty.
I love how you're like, he's the best at this, like, you know, producing, writing, MC, but he's also like a nasty basketball player, so much so that he's like playing pro in the European leagues. Yeah. But I know you play ball too. You played in the Celebrity All-Star game. Yeah. Have you ever played with Cole? Or
basketball? Nah. I haven't. I was at I haven't hooped like with him in a game. I was there like at I think Chris Paul had something going on in North Carolina one time, so it was a bunch of North Carolina hoopers. But I know my level of hoops. I'm like 24-hour fitness nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, let's try to get to the NBA nice. Fair. You know what I'm saying? To play for any professional league nice. So, yeah.
I saw a picture recently of J. Cole playing in the streets of New York with Adam Sandler, which is like so random, but kind of makes sense. Have you ever hooped with someone like that where you're like, this is random as hell, but it makes sense?
Quavo's really nice at hoops. He's actually pretty good too. But nah, you know what? I won't say my hooping. I stick to the raps, man. Like I hooped in high school, but I wasn't that good either. You know, I was good enough to make the basketball team, to be like like come off the bench, you know, for high school. So I just stuck with the raps and. God, glory be to God, I chose the right decision.
Yeah, you gotta stick with what you're good at the
Absolutely.
End of the day.
Do what comes easy to you.
Yeah, so you mentioned obviously working in the studio with J. Cole, Pharrell. You've also worked with Eminem, Lil Wayne. I mean, these are people that are in a lot of people's top fives.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
These are legends.
Facts.
You know, when you get the opportunity to work with people like that, are you like, holy crap, I'm in this space? Or are you like, nah, I kind of always knew that I would be here?
A combination of both, like definitely an appreciation, like, wow, this thing. I remember when I was at Dr. Dre house a couple years ago, I was like, yo, let me use the bathroom real quick. Literally had to just thank God, like, thank you, God. Like really relishing in the moment, like, wow, like really being present. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same with the like Eminem. Like I think I posted, it was like a couple months ago. I was like, yo, I really got a song with Eminem, like crazy, like 10-year-old me. You know what I'm saying? Having an iPod, or I think this is even before the iPod days, or before I even had an iPod. It was like the MP3 where you downloaded off LimeWire to your computer, from your computer to the MP3.
Are you old enough for that?
I mean, I'm 25. I was off the porch.
Around back, were you like 8?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? It was FrostWire. It was LimeWire, and then a new version after the government got a hold of LimeWire, it was FrostWire. Yeah, exactly. So, so listening, you know, the Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady LP, the Infinite album, like, was just listening to him, was like, yo, I got Eminem on a song and he gassed on it, you know, and I got a platinum song with him. Like, dog, it's a blessing, man. Like, you know, I got a platinum song produced by J. Cole. Like, crazy. God is good, man.
Yeah.
I take no credit for it.
Wait, you said you were in Dr. Dre's bathroom. Does he have like gold toilets or something?
Nah,
I gotta ask.
no gold
I'm
toilet.
like,
listen,
what's
Dr. Dre, he moves extremely, you know, I don't want to talk about the how amazing his house is, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to still, like, you
Go
know.
there again?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to talk about how amazing this dude. It's a great, amazing house, but I'm not going to talk about, I'm not going to give the coordinates. And I know you wasn't asked for that, but I'll just say it like, amazing house, beautiful home.
You know, actually, it was through Dr. Dre that I first came across Anderson .Paak.
Oh, yeah, tight.
I was like, you know, one of these random Coachella things, and I was like walking by this tent, and I hear people be like, Dr. Dre. And it was like a random tent. It wasn't even like the big tents.
Yeah.
And I go in there, and Dr. Dre is at the small tent, and I'm like, who is this dude, Anderson .Paak, who was like playing every single instrument on the stage? It was like and obviously since then, you know him, you're boys with him. But like, I was so amazed, and it felt so good that like the artistry, you know, was still there. It was just dope.
Yeah, nah, he cold.
Sidebar.
He cold. Nah,
like,
it's cold.
Reminded me of that. You know, you've obviously Dr. Dre, Lil Wayne, Eminem. Who do you want to collaborate with that you haven't already?
I don't know, man. I think right now I'm like more focused. Like whoever, you know, the beautiful thing about it is crazy because it's like even with my second album, I was kind of like, I feel like I got so many big names, and it's not like a negative thing, but I was like, man, there's so many big names, which is a blessing, by the way. But all of those came very naturally, very organically. It wasn't like, okay, my manager connected with your manager or my label set this up. Like, no, it was just pure organic, like, you know, the artist reaching out or like me running into them at a random spot. Like it was all just very random, like organic, like God flowing type of things. Just me being in tune, you know, just God like throwing me these alley oops. So I don't really be looking like be pressing for collabs. Again, it just all has came very naturally, and I give all the credit to God. And but I say all that to say I'm just more focused on like fine tuning my sound, like making my sound better, improving my craft. And then whenever I hear a song, I'll think of like my first instinct is just like, let's finish the song. But if I hear like an open verse, I'm like, this artist will sound, their color, it's more so a tone of voice for me. Like as soon as I did Chronicles, I was like, oh, I need her and Lil Durk on this. As soon as I did that song, I was like, yo, I need her and Durk on this. Like that combination isn't very what's the word I'm looking for? Orthodox. It's not a very orthodox, or you would think of that combination. But when I heard that song, I was like, yo, her and Durk got to be on this joint. That was just my initial thought. And I called Durk like, yo, boom, 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 like made it happen the same day. So again, these are people I just like have like genuine relationships with. So it just comes through that. Because before I even do music with people, it's just like, how are they as a human being? You know what I'm saying? Because that makes everything else easier versus if it's, because like, remember I seen a joke on online. It was like, dang, that label dropped that. But I didn't pay for not one feature on my album. Like, didn't have to, just because of a genuine organic relationship. I don't think I've ever paid for one. It might have been one feature that was just on some like label stuff, like very early. Actually, no, I don't think I've ever paid for a feature ever.
That's amazing. Like
ever, because it's all just been through organic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that comes through in the music too. Like you can feel that, you know.
Yeah, thank you. So I say all that. My bad. I'm giving very long answers for very short questions, but I'm just focusing on what I got going on right now. And if I hear an artist's color or their tone of voice fit a song, then I'm gonna knock that joint out.
Speaking of what you got going on right now, obviously you've been dropping a lot of music, you know, in the last 6, 8, 9 months. So I have to ask about an upcoming album. Yeah.
I'm like one song away. I'm really one song away from being done, like for sure. I'm one song away, but that one song be taking a long time. And then while I'm doing this one song, I'm doing little things to like, maybe I can make. Right now, I'm gonna tell you the bag I'm in with this album. Let me take off the shades.
I love it. Getting serious.
Right. Also, these are my friends' shades. I brought these Cartiers. But these are my friends, by the way, not me flexing them. But I say that to say they didn't feel great on me. But I'm in a bag right now to where like I'm rewriting verses, dog. Like, and I've never been in that bag. Even like my first album, like I've never like been in the bag to where if I can't rap a verse for you a cappella and it don't touch your heart or it's barred up, I gotta rewrite it. Like that's the bag I'm in. Like just right now, like I'm having conversations around the music, like with the producers. Shout out my boy Smoko. Shout out my boy Sean. Like that I'm working at really finishing this album. I'm just having a conversation like, what could we do to make this song better? Is this song missing something? Have we stretched this song to its utmost highest potential? You know, like does this verse fit this song, or did you just write that verse just so we have a second and third verse? Or was it just like, is it just filler? You know what I'm saying? Or does this verse have a purpose? Yeah. So it's just like no verses, no words being left behind. You know what I'm saying? Or more so, no words wasted. It's just it's kind of like the motto. You know what I'm saying? Just from my end, and then on the production end. Because I think my last album, which is great, by the way, but I was spending so much time on post-production, that wasn't even a conversation. Even my first album, I never rewrote a verse. It was just like the first thing that came to mind, just wrote it. And sometimes that'd be the best stuff. And sometimes I'll rewrite a verse 3 to 4 times for this album and just end up going back to the first one, or using a bit of first verse with like the third version of the verse. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in a really a different bag right now. Just like, man, I just want to deliver.
So, I mean, you mentioned your last album, From a Bird's Eye View, which was released in 2022.
Yeah.
So with this new album, you know, obviously a lot's changed for you. Like, what can you expect, or what can fans expect sonically from this album that they haven't gotten before?
I think it's more vulnerable than ever, more transparent, more honest than ever. I'm trying different sounds, like a Make Up Your Mind. I didn't even have the ability. Like this is, you got to think, like my first album came out 2019. I've been doing music professionally since 2018. So I've only been making music, like music has been life every day for me for 4 years. That's not a lot of time.
It's crazy to think, think how far you've come in just such a short amount of time.
Man,
it's
a blessing. It's a blessing. So I count your first album as like when you really started. So music has been my life for like 4 years, like every day. So my first album, I didn't have the musical capabilities or the confidence to do a Chronicles. My first album, I didn't have the confidence or the capabilities to do a song like Make Up Your Mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to stretch this shit, like just bring out the best from within me, because it's all there, but just challenge myself like no other, and just try to get better, just real boot camp shit. You know what I'm saying? So just being honest with myself too about the music. Like, yo, is this, can we make this better? You know, so that's the bag I'm in now.
All right, so we're excited. Do you think maybe we'll get it this year?
I hope so.
Okay.
Lord, it's stressful. Lord. But yeah, I hope so. I'm planning on it. Okay. Lord have mercy, I'm planning on it.
Okay. We have to talk about Doomsday.
Yeah.
So, the video dropped like a month ago. It's already at almost 10 million views on YouTube. Yeah. And obviously it's a bittersweet track, but it's like so incredible. The video concept was amazing. You had mentioned before that you never intended to release it after Juice WRLD's passing. So what made you change your mind?
Well, Cole Bennett hit me up and he was like, yo, are you, because Cole Bennett was when me and Juice so again, another long answer.
Go for it.
Let's rewind back to 2019. We did that song August 2019. And then you'll see in a video like that little clip of us rapping along to the song. That was like September. And when we first recorded the song, he sent it to Cole. Like, yo, shoot the video. Let's shoot the video. Like, this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sent the song to Cole. He told me about his treatment idea for the video, for the song, for the video. Told Cole his idea for the music video about the song. Very excited about it. Like, this video was going to get shot for sure. And Cole was like, yo, this is the first time, like, Juice had called me about it with ideas for the video, because usually Juice like, whatever you want to do, Cole, I'm with it. Which kind of how everybody is with Cole Bennett. Like, yo, whatever you want to do, I'm with it, you know? So this is the first time Cole was like, yo, Juice came to me, giving me ideas, et cetera, et cetera. So Cole hit me up like, yo, what are you going to do with that song with you and Juice, bro? I was like, yo, I'm just going to tuck it. He's like, yo, can I use it for the Lyrical Lemonade album? I'm like, yeah, actually, that makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, not even Cole is like, my like one of my best friends, like easy, like one of my best friends in real life, like that's, and I would not say that like if I didn't mean it, like truly. And so what was I finna say? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, done. And so he came with me with the concept about it, with the AI, with the deep fake and stuff. I was like, ugh. My fear was there because out of what people may think, like, I don't know. It wasn't ever a question of, is this the right thing to do? Because we know, like, this song and video would have came out with me, Cole Bennett, and Juice WRLD if he was still alive. You know what I'm saying? Like 1,000,000%. My last text with Juice is we talking about the video. So it was never a question of, is this the right thing to do? My only fear with us shooting the deep fake AI video is what other people may or may not thought. So going back to what we started the conversation with, I was like, yo, like, I don't give a crap. I know Cole is going to do this in a very tasteful, classy manner. I wouldn't have done this with any other director. One, because it wouldn't have been natural, organic. And two, I really trust Cole's eye to make things tasteful, to do it in the right way. And he was just as close with Juice WRLD as I was, if not even closer. And so I was just like, I got over the first day when he first told me about the idea. I was like, I don't know, bro. And then I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Back into that mindset, like, fuck it. Like, fuck it. People gonna hate anything or love everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Fuck it. Let's see. Did it. We shot the video, and Cole did exactly that. Treated it with tender, love, care, detail. Did it very thoroughly. And that's how it ended up coming out. So, and I think because it was a straight up pure intentions behind it, that's the one thing I never had to question. Like, my intentions were pure, Cole's intentions were pure. Again, that wasn't even a question. We knew it was the right thing to do. But my only fear is what other people may or may not have thought. And so, again, I just was just like, yo, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm not finna let opinions of others dictate what I do with my life, And so, it came out and people liked it. But even if people didn't like it, I just wouldn't have cared. Yeah. So it turned out really good.
I want to read you one of the highest comments on the website or on YouTube in the comment section.
Tight.
It said, "This is probably the most respectful and creatively satisfying way I've seen someone handle a post-mortem release."
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Another thing that I think a lot of people were impressed by was your ability to kind of mimic Juice WRLD's mannerisms.
Oh, yeah.
So for people that haven't seen the video yet, please do. It's incredible. But, you play both roles. You play yourself and then you play the deep fake version of Juice WRLD. But the mannerisms were so dead on. I mean, obviously you guys were friends and you knew him so well. But when you were doing it, what were you feeling like in the moment?
Man, that whole weekend before, because I knew a lot of this video was centered around my performance. It's a performance-based video. It's a one-take video. And so that weekend, I was just studying Juice's mannerisms, like watching his freestyles, watching his music videos, watching just everything. And I kind of got emotional, too, just, because this is my friend, So, but spending that whole weekend just like almost as an actor would if they're playing a role, like how I was watching how Jamie Foxx was just hanging out with Ray Charles a bunch, And so I kind of treated it like that, was just, again, watching a bunch of his music videos, watching a bunch of his interviews, freestyles, his mannerisms, etc., as well as, keeping things from my own memory of Juice. And so just really practiced that the whole weekend and just kind of applied that to the music video.
Yeah, another comment someone wrote was... find it. It was basically giving you props. Oh yeah, the way Cordae was able to mimic Juice WRLD's mannerisms is insane. It seems like it was two separate people.
Yeah.
Someone else wrote.
That was very key for me, like doing Juice's and then I kind of like emphasize my own movements as like super hip hop. Like even though like when I'm doing movements, it ain't really like super hip hop, but I just like wanted to separate it. Like Juice was more like, the way he did things, and then mine was just like just super rap as far as like just hand movements and movement goes. So nice. Yeah.
Someone else wrote, "It literally brought tears to my eyes."
That's tight. That's a beautiful thing to do with music and art in general and expression. Yeah. So it's super tight.
I loved at the end too when he added the clip of the two of you in the studio.
Oh yeah.
What was going on in that, for people that haven't seen it yet, in the clip of just you and Juice kind of going bar for bar?
Yeah. Man, just a day, us just rapping, playing the song we did like a couple weeks ago, which was Role Models, obviously. Doomsday. And just rapping along to it. Him being excited about the song. Me pulling up at his house as I would so many times. And you know it's funny too, because I'm gonna tell you funny. So Chris Long, who got the footage from the house, used to work for No Jumper.
Oh.
And so he used to always be with Juice, and a bunch of Juice stuff would be on No Jumper. So I would just ask him, when I pull up the Juice house all the time, and it's so funny, I would tell like Chris Long, like, yo, bro, if you mind like not recording, like I'm not trying to be on No Jumper for a vlog. You know, this is my real friend. I'm just pulling up on him, you know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. But that time he told me, and I told him that time again, like, yo, I'm not trying to be on a No Jumper vlog, bro. This is my guy in real life, you know? Yeah. And again, Juice was a megastar at this time. Yeah. You know, usually, of course, I'm trying to be in a vlog with a big artist, how most people would think. But I'm like, no, this is my friend, bro. Yeah. Like, would you mind? He can attest to that. I'd be like, yo, would you mind, like, not recording? But he told me that time, like, yo, I'm not with No Jumper. It's just, you know, for Juice and stuff. And again, no disrespect to No Jumper. Yeah. Huge platform. You know, they've done very successful things. My first big interview with No Jumper, Adam 22. So, you know, shout out to that podcast, you know, but just more so, whatever. Just it being on, whatever. The main point was, it was great that was captured that day, because he was like, yo, I'm not with them no more. I'm just with Juice. I'm like, all right, bet, perfect. Like, it's cool. And, yeah, it was just a day in the life. Like, literally, I'll pull up to his house I say all that to say, I'll just pull up to his house all the time. There'll be no camera there. You know what I'm saying? So I just pulled up at his house there. And us just literally watch Family Guy. I think niggas just watching Family Guy. Think we watched like some anime that like he lived like 15 minutes from me, so I just pull up to his crib. We'll watch anime, fucking watch Black Mirror.
Oh, I love Black Mirror.
Yeah, like we'll just be over there kicking it, and that was just another one of those days. And then we just recorded that song the last time I was at his house, so it might have been like 2 weeks before that. And so obviously we both excited about it. It's a camera there. We rap into the camera. You know, we playing light Star Wars and shit, just like regular nigga nerd shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was a real friend of mine. So it was dope that that day was captured, and we was able to use that for the video.
Yeah, no, it was super special. It felt like a really cool moment. So I'm glad it was captured too.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Well, obviously it's not just music that you do. I'm a sneakerhead.
Nice.
I know you are a sneakerhead as well. Yeah. And I know you have a collaboration with Puma. Yeah. So as someone who grew up being a sneakerhead and now collaborating with Puma, on sneakers and apparel, like what does that mean to you? Because I know when you were on sneaker shopping, you said that you sold your sneaker collection to buy music equipment. So in a kind of indirect way, your love of sneakers got you into music.
Yeah, literally. I had one of my cousins stumbled upon a bunch of sneakers. If you get what I'm going with this.
Fell off the truck.
Yeah, they fell off. Yeah, listen. I want to say fell off the truck, but he stumbled upon some sneakers. They stumbled upon some sneakers, gave them to me. I was able to help, relinquish the asset, and was able to use that to buy studio equipment. And so to just reiterate what you saying, it's a blessing, like because I was heavy in the sneaker game. Like, I go to sneaker cons, I be trading shoes. So to have my own shoe it's a blessing for sure. But I was like real deal sneakerhead. Like that was a part of my life. I'd be on like 23isback.com all the time.
Nike Talk.
Not Nike.
Puma Talk.
Yeah, Puma Talk. So it's a big blessing. Yeah. Big blessing.
So do you have any more collaborations with Puma coming out?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of work coming out. Bunch of dope, solid work coming out. So
how heavy are you into the design aspect of it?
My boy Ian Michael designed my homie I grew up with, shout out E, designed the sneaker. I just told him like my idea, and I was like, yo, I kind of want it like this, but in this way, this sort of shape, these sort of color schemes, this sort of vibe. And he took my initial vision and what I had idea for it and brought it to life and added on it and executed in a way that I couldn't have. So, there's really a lot of him on that.
Nice.
Because he knows the fabrics. I haven't been a sneakerhead for a minute, so he knows the fabrics, the materials. He really does it, so he was able to really bring it for life and understand what I was talking about, but able to really just turn it into something tangible.
Okay, last question, because I know you got a show tonight and you got to prep. Travis Scott just brought Kanye West out on stage and said, "There is no Travis Scott without Kanye West." Who would you consider to be your biggest influence?
So one, Kanye West, like for sure. I would say just my personal people that's influenced me the most musically would be Kanye West, Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, and J. Cole.
Is that your top 5?
And
Sounds like a top 5 to me.
yeah, not more so like that. I like really just was influenced by,
yeah.
you know. It's somebody in Big L. Big L rhyme scheme, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Oh, and Kendrick. Like, so that's like the 7 that, and then you throw in the 8 for like a Stevie Wonder. Just for my influences, right? A Stevie Wonder.
You did something with Stevie Wonder, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. Yes, blessing.
Crazy.
Yeah, Usher has a huge, big influence on me.
Have you seen his show in Vegas?
Yeah, I did. I brought my mom there.
Did he sing to your mom?
No, he didn't. This is before he implemented that part of the show. But I brought my mom and my my aunt there, and they had a ball. Like,
I'm sure.
They had an awesome time. I got to be able to take them to meet them, so it was an awesome time for sure.
So you have Emmy,
Yeah.
Grammy nominated, sneakers.
Yeah.
I mean, your own record label.
Yeah.
Like, what's next for you? Like, what more is there to achieve for Cordae?
You know what? I try not to look at because if you put too many labels, like technically I'm a multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated, Emmy Award-winning, worldwide tour selling out artist.
I love that.
But if you put that as a label, it's always a way you can spice things up. That's just the reality of, like, I've really done a worldwide tour, sold out. I've really gotten, nominated for Grammys. I've really won Emmys. I really have multiple platinum records. But if you just become a part of that label, more so like the tags that they throw on you, you'll lose sight of, like, the true journey. It's a the reality is I'm still at the beginning of my journey. That's just the reality of it. It's still like I still have a lot of work to do. I still got a lot of growing to do. So yeah, you can if we were. It's just tight when people have to introduce you as that, or like when you go on TV or, nationally, syndicated, podcasts such as yourself, they introduce you as that. So it's tight for that, but just we can't I try not to let that become my reality. Like you could say, millions of listeners tune into me every day, this and that, labels, but more so just for me, it's just, I try not to let the taglines more so, get to my head or just let that define me, because it can also box you in. Because it'll be a certain opportunity that'll come, you be like, man, I'm a Emmy winning, Grammy nominated, multi-platinum, worldwide tour selling out fool. I ain't trying to do that. But the reality is, nah, bro, you got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. So I know I'm very realistic with myself, and I know I got a lot of work there. I'm still at the very beginning of my journey, and there's a lot of work to be done. But I am very grateful for what I've done, for sure, so far.
All right. Well, speaking of work to do, I know you got a show tonight, so I'm going to let you go. But thank you so much for joining me today.
I appreciate you.
I really enjoyed our conversation.
Nah, this is tight. This is very tight. Thank you so much. I love what you've got going. This is very insightful, very dope. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Spout Podcast, Cordae, Tamara Dhia, we out.
Peace.